I was very lucky that when I was in my early 20s, I got to run a research and planning division.
I want to interrupt for a minute.
Interrupt.
You were lucky, or you worked your ass off?
I worked my ass off.
Okay. Our social entrepreneurs are people who have been on the front lines of social change. I've learned so much from talking with them. This is Cafe Impact, and I'm Jonathan Lewis.
People have to stop seeking a breakthrough moment. They have to stop looking for that pivot where they become huge all of a sudden. It's not going to be money that solves your problems. It's not going to be self-pity that solves your problems. It's going to be keeping your head down and looking at all of the wonderful things that are right in front of you. And we just want this catalytic moment in our lives when we become famous or we become high impact. That's not the world. Every single highly successful person I've ever sat down with, all of them say one thing: they work damn hard to get there.
There are bad days, definitely. There are definitely moments when, if I've been researching something particularly horrific and problematic, like slavery, human trafficking. Those days are often ones where I literally just go home, I lie on the floor and I stare at the ceiling for about half an hour before I finally figure out I need to call someone to talk me off the ledge.
When I was in Rwanda, I was just 3 weeks ago, I was being asked the question, at what point do you give up? How many times do you try before you give up? And these are Rwandese students trying to get a venture started in a pretty difficult history, a different climate. And I looked at them and I said, never. You can't give up if you think you have something. It's too exciting.
I've been lucky enough to have a bunch of fluky things that have happened to me. This faculty member called me and said, do you want to have a job?
I'm going to interrupt you here for
Please
just
do.
a second, because this just sounds to me like bullshit.
It probably is.
It wasn't luck at all.
I worked really, really hard in his class.
Hello? You worked hard in his class, and you just got through saying that you had cultivated a skill set called developing relationships,
Yes.
getting to know people. So that was a lot of invested time.
Yes.
Maybe by then you had 200 or 300 people you had developed relationships with, one of which called you and offered you a job.
Yes, I think that's probably true.